Hi, is this Olivia?
Yes, ma'am.
I love that accent. This is Ginger with the Overdrive. I think you were trying to call me.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Well, so excited to get to talk to you. When we started looking at a lot of the people from the last season of The Voice, that they were saying, if there's anyone you want to interview, and one of them was like, "Oh, you have Olivia." I was like, "Please have her on there." I was one of those people when you had to leave The Voice that was like yelling at their television. I was going, "No,
Oh,
no, not Olivia." Um,
no,
uh,
thank you.
well, and I have a good friend this year that's already on The Voice. That's on Team Usher. His name is Biff Gore, and he sang a Sam Cooke song, and kind of blew him away. He's a worship pastor, and
Oh, wow.
he is amazing. So I was real excited that he got on Team Usher, and of course, none of the other things have been aired yet. They're still doing the blind auditions for this year, but
Right,
it's
right.
so like nail biting. I don't know, a little bit of everything. I mean, so I can't. Now I can sort of get a feel for what it must be like, because I've been doing this for months behind the scenes with him, waiting, because I couldn't say he was even going to be on the show, and I've been
Oh,
like,
I know.
oh my gosh, it's so,
It's
uh,
that's the hardest part, I think, of the whole show is keeping it a secret.
that's definitely a big problem. And then, but the great thing is, like, you'd been used to been performing for quite some time, since you were a very very little girl, 4 and 7 years old. You were singing in
Yep.
front of large groups of people. So I was, what this is, what's cool about The Voice is, I thought when you walked out there, I said, it's good that their chairs are turned around, because I would be afraid that they would take one look at her and go, yeah, she's marketable right now. Like, whether she can sing or not, we'll make her sing. I mean,
Right,
I'm
right.
glad that they heard your voice first, and then turned around and then was like, oh, that's like a bonus. Um,
Thank you.
because I was like blown away. I was like, you were just so beautiful on the outside, and then of course to hear that Louisville accent, I was like,
I can't get rid of
oh,
it.
don't ever try. It's one of the most charming things about people. So I mean, it's such a I've learned more over the last few months about the behind the scenes, following someone, working with someone who's actually on it. It's very it's very difficult in a lot of ways. My friend, actually, his wife was going into labor during the blind auditions on their
Oh,
sixth
wow.
baby,
Oh,
and
wow.
she was like,
Wow.
"Stay there. These babies got to eat,"
Yeah, yeah.
but it's so challenging. But this is my favorite voice competition, because I really think it focuses on encouraging and not discouraging people, and I think it
Absolutely.
definitely showcases the artist without judging the outward appearance. And so now, what has it been? I mean, it's not been that long since, obviously, The Voice, the season you were on, has gone off. But like, what's it already been like? Has it been kind of a whirlwind already?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I came home and yeah, I went to the mall or different places, and people recognized me. So it's kind of different being home and being on a television show, because when we were out there, it was like those were our friends that were on TV. So it didn't seem like such a big deal or like such a national act that we were on. So it was kind of a whirlwind to come home and see all the support that my hometown gave me, as well as when I travel and people say, we voted for you. So it's nice to see all the support that you don't see while you're out there. And now I am about to move to Nashville coming up in May, and I'm working on an EP this month, to try to get some new music out there to shop around, and hopefully get picked up by radio. So we'll see where that goes. But it's just helped my career tremendously. I've gotten some really good shows out of it around here and surrounding areas, and it's just, and not just in my career wise, but the people you work with out there, the vocal training and the choreographers, anything from the smallest thing you can think of. But it was just an incredible experience, and my vocals have grown tremendously since then, and I owe it all to them.
So, what do you think? Who do you think your greatest musical influence is?
If I had to choose, I would think just pick one. I would say Miranda Lambert. I think she relates to me most as an artist, that's why it you just said it on the when I said it on The Voice that everybody compares me to Carrie Underwood, and I do have the range that she does. I perform more like Miranda, and I think that she came from a talent show as well, but she's also had to work really hard to make a name for herself in the music business, and she's herself all the time, and she never apologizes for anything, and she goes out there and she sticks her ground, and I think that's incredible, and I really like her a lot. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to meet her while I was out there, which, everybody was like, how was Blake? I was like, I really don't care. I just want to meet Miranda.
That's okay. You can open.
She's just so down to earth, and I love it.
You can open for her one day. That'll happen.
Oh, that would be great. That would be wonderful.
Well, so I am like one of the hugest fans of Christina Aguilera as a vocal person. Her personal life is what it is. I don't know her personal life, and I don't believe anything I read. So, but as a person and as like a vocal ability, I've always been blown away by her. What was she like to work with as a vocal coach and like a mentor during this process?
Well, I'm just like you. I grew up listening to her, and she was a huge idol to me, and she's always been. And you can't ask for a better vocalist to work with. And when she turned around, and she was the first person to turn around, I was blown away. I was completely shocked because I obviously knew that I could go out there and belt the song, but the very beginning of My Blind was very soft and had to be very controlled, and that is pretty much what I worked on the hardest leading up to the blind. So when she turned around so early, it was hard not to go with her because I knew that she saw something early on that nobody else did. And obviously, I wanted Blake to turn around being country, and when he didn't, and the selfish pitch she gave me, like it had me wondering, even if he had turned around, would I not have just stuck with Christina? And I'm so glad that I was able to work with her. She's an incredible artist, an incredible human being, and she's just taught me so much. And you don't see everything that goes on in our rehearsals, and we had a lot of heart-to-heart talks, like woman to woman, and we're able to relate on so many levels. She started out when she was very, very young doing competitions and things just like I did, and she helped me through a lot. It's a very emotional and taxing journey, and
right.
Your friends are leaving, and through each round you're losing half of the contestants that you're spending every day with. So it was emotionally draining and vocally draining, and she gave me a lot of advice on how to deal with that and handle it and handle the stress. So I can always say that I was able to work with Christina Aguilera, and that's just an amazing honor in itself.
So during all of this process, because of its kind of taxing nature and physical and mental in every different way, like what did you kind of draw on as for your strength to get through all this?
I had the best support system that anyone can ask for back here at home, and I talked to my mom and dad every day, and them and my little sister were out there for every single round that I competed in, and they were there for it all. And if I ever needed anyone to talk to, or a shoulder to cry on, to listen to me, they were there, and it was something that I've always had their support. They're like my biggest fans, and and my friends and family back home, they sent me pictures of all the different parties they were having for me here, and I think it was the support mainly, and that I wanted to make my hometown proud, and that I wanted to make a name for Louisville, Kentucky, and have a face from here that is representing them in a positive light. So that was my goal out there, and I just wanted to make sure that I made everyone that is supporting me and behind me very proud.
Well, I like what you said about having them have somebody that they can support in a positive light. I mean, with obviously a lot of things like the Miley Cyrus scandals and, just a little bit of everything, where people who have actual vocal abilities and talent are kind of trading it in for what is either the shock factor or what's, for this day and age, what they think they're going to do to please the audience or the labels or the industry. What do you see yourself being set apart? Are you purposely like setting yourself apart to be someone that like a 12-year-old can go see and she can look up to you and not be something that, are you striving for that? Are you striving to to be that continual kind of positive role model for younger people, especially young girls who are growing up like you did when you were 7 years old, competing in contests and stuff like that. Do you want to be somebody that you would have as a kid that you would have looked up to?
Oh, absolutely. I was raised that way, and I was raised that you treat others the way you want to be treated. And I've grown up obviously competing in pageants and singing competitions, and I always didn't have it so easily in school. So that's what I want each child that I touch with my music to say that I'm the reason why they smile today, or I'm the reason why that got them through the day. And like I said, when I got home, I got stopped at the mall, or I got stopped at the grocery store, and every single time, 99% of the time, it's girls under the age of 15 that are running, like literally sprinting through the mall just to say hi to me, and that's something that I'm very proud of. You can touch an adult all day long, but when those kids tell you that your music inspired them, or I'm the reason they decided to get into singing, or decided to pursue their art that they're working on. It's always been something that I've strived to do, and I've did a pageant system growing up, and it was a no makeup competition, like under the age of 12, and it's all about community service and involvement, and to this day I still am very, very, very involved in community service here in Louisville and in the surrounding areas, and I do want to be somebody that everyone can look up to, not just little kids, but even people in high school or college, and that's what I want to be. And I want to be someone that when they take my record home, their parents are happy that they have it in their hand, and not telling them that it's got that X-rated label on it and they're not allowed to listen to it. So it's definitely something that I want, that I strive to be, and that I hope that I continue to make those little kids proud.
Well, we have a lot of people that we said, well, would you like to ask, questions, especially from someone not only from The Voice, but Olivia in particular. And so got some kind of fun questions, like, what is your favorite pastime for fun?
I love to golf. Actually, my dad he got me involved in that, and that's something that him and I get to do together when the weather's nice here in Louisville. So it's something that I'm not very good at, but I like being out there on the course with him and having a little something to do outside, and as well as I like to paint. I go to a couple painting classes and with my girlfriends, and we do that a couple nights a month. So everything has to do with art, I guess, with me. But but yeah, those are two of the things that keep me busy in the summertime.
Well, and right now, I know I'm in Michigan, so I know Louisville, you're not having much better weather than we are. So we are not golfing right now.
there is no golf in my future.
So what is your favorite all-time movie?
I would say Ocean's 11. I know that's a really weird movie, but I love George Clooney and Brad Pitt, and every time I'm sick, or if I have a day where I'm being lazy, somehow or another that movie always comes up, and that's something that I always watch. And I'm a drama person, so I like those intense movies where you don't know what's going to happen, even though I've seen it 700 times and I can probably quote the whole movie.
I wouldn't have expected it. I was thinking, one of, like, maybe a Pride and Prejudice, or like one of these like romantic comedies or something.
Oh yeah. Not a big romantic comedy kind of person.
Wow. Okay, cool. So who's your favorite actor or actress?
I really like Kate Hudson. I also like Sandra Bullock. I just watched Gravity the other night, so she's an incredible actress.
She's very versatile.
And, I get compared to Reese Witherspoon a lot, and I actually really like her as an actress as well, so that's a good sign.
Well, I think what probably comes across that people like about her is the same reason, like, I was a huge fan of yours because of the way that you have a very gracious attitude when I saw you being interviewed, or when I saw you doing the clips and the casting production and all that. You were always very upbeat, and you were smiling. I mean, I think your ability to make people smile is probably what comes across, like something like Reese Witherspoon, where that's what I love about her. I have no idea, again, like her personal life, I have no idea what she's doing, but whenever she steps out in front of an interview, I feel like I would want to hang out with her all day. Like, and that's one of the best things that you can do as an artist, is to have that that accessibility feeling that that girl could be somebody I would want to hang with. And I actually think she's that humble that she would actually just hang out with anybody that had similar interests and that kind of thing. I mean, it seems like you have that bubbly personality it's gonna really help you a lot in music for sure. What do you think you took away from the most from competing on The Voice?
I think, being yourself is the most important thing when it comes to that, because, there's so many artists there, and you kind of get I know I did, kind of get, your head wrapped around, and am I as good as them, or, are they going to think that I'm as versatile as an artist as these people are, and these people play an instrument and I don't, and going out there, it's a different environment, but at the same time, I knew I could only do as good as Olivia's best, and if I worried about other people, I'm not going to perform at the best of my abilities, and I worried to death with Christina trying to pick a song for the live shows, and I gave her every single country song I knew, and every single rock song, and every single pop song, and at the end of the day, we chose Roar, but at the same time, she was like, I don't want you to sing it like Katy Perry because you're not a pop singer. Right. I want to make it a country song, so that's what we did, and I tried to stick to my country roots and do what I do best, and that's what she always told me, and it started with the very first producer I ever talked to. He said, coming to Atlanta, we want you to do what you do best. If you're a country singer, stay country, and I did. And then, it ended with Christina saying the same thing. So they're a very positive show, and they want the best for you, and they're not out to send you on stage to make a mockery of you. And I think that's one of the best things about the show. And even if they are critiquing you, they're doing it in a nice, positive way. And I couldn't ask for any better advice than I got from all four coaches, as well as the people behind the scenes who train you and help you along the journey.
So who have you met so far that made you the most nervous?
I think being in front of Adam Levine was the most
I was going to say.
It's funny because Gray, who was on the show as well, she was my roommate for the live shows, and she sat down one night. She said, "It just amazes me that you're able to go in that room and sing in front of Christina. Like, I would be a nervous wreck." I was like, "I don't know how you sing in front of Adam."
I know.
So nervous, absolutely. And I was able to actually talk to him for quite some time on the red carpet before we walked in for the finale show, and then afterwards at the after party that they had, the rap party for us. So I was able to talk to him, and I was like, I think that if I happen to leave this earth today, I will be happy that I got to talk to him.
It's all been accomplished.
I'll be just satisfied, but he's incredible.
So where do you see yourself, like, now, like maybe 5 years from now? Where's your goals at right now? What are you aspiring to have accomplished?
First of all, I'm moving to Nashville, and then I'm getting that EP recorded, and I'm hoping to get that on radio. And my goal has always been to be on tour. I love performing. I know a lot of artists love to be in the studio and recording and writing and playing their instruments, but where I get my joy is being on that stage and, pouring every bit of energy that I have out to a crowd. And ever since I was little bitty, my very first concert was Reba McEntire, and I still remember to this day she would start singing one of her hit songs, and it was like all 25,000 people in that arena were singing every word right back to her. And I want to know what that feels like, and I want to travel the world and share what I love to do with all of those people who want to come see me. So that's always been my goal, to be on a tour bus and to travel the world and sing and do something that I love. They say you're not working if you love what you do, so that's what I want. Where I hope to be in a few years, whether it be opening for a headliner or headlining my own show. So I'm hoping with the determination and hard work that I'm ready to put in, that gets accomplished.
Well, one of the things you don't have to work on is whether or not you can do an interview. I mean, you're one of the easiest people to interview. I interview people every week. We have several interviews. Actually, I'm interviewing Sarah Simmons, and I'm interviewing, I'm trying to think of everybody's names from Brandon Chase tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
Brandon, I said hello.
And Matthew Schuler.
I love Matthew. He's one of my best friends. I just talked to him yesterday.
Okay, so is there any private jokes that I can bring up for any of these people? Like, I got to have something, right?
Gosh, Matt is like the most loving and affectionate person you'll ever meet, but I'm telling you what, if you haven't seen him in like a few days, or like whenever I left after the elimination show and I came back for the finale, I thought he was going to tackle me to the floor. He literally will give you the biggest bear hug and pick you up and make you feel like, you know, he's just so excited to see you every single time, and I love him to death. And we got really close out there, obviously being on the same team, and he was always there for me anytime I needed him to. So I love him to death, and we're hopefully going to plan a reunion sometime soon, because I know we're all missing each other. So.
Well, and I see, you know, Brandon Chase has a really amazing testimony behind his life. You know, just physically, just things that he's went through. And so I just reading through his bio and everything they sent me, I'm kind of intimidated already, like everything he's already accomplished before he even hit The Voice. So there's and
I think I saw that his new single comes out tomorrow as well. So
yeah, so
that'll be a big day for him.
Well, and you know, make sure through the people that obviously set up our interview, I'll make sure that we, you know, find out when I'm following you on Facebook and Twitter and everything. I'll know when your album comes out, but we need to get a hold of it so we can, you know, we don't play strict anything here as far as the style. We play pop, hip hop, we play rock, country, we play whatever that Georgia bass sound is. I don't know what you call it, knee slapping, you know, the Lumineers. I call it knee slapping music because I'm from Texas. So, you know,
yeah, well, I like to hear that.
You know, whatever you want to call that, you know, the Mumford and Sons, and, you know, with the banjos and the strings and all that. I mean, I love that style too. We play a little bit of everything. So I'm real excited I'm excited to hear about your new music, and I hope you tour Michigan, or at least close by enough for us to get to you so we can come out and see you. And we wish the best for you. I know it's got to be exciting. Do you follow The Voice like right now? Are you following like what's going on?
Yeah. Tonight it's on again, so I'm excited. There's supposed to be somebody from Louisville on there again this year. So got to look for my local girl as well. So hopefully she'll be on this week. I'm not sure. They don't let us know, and I remember being in her shoes and wondering when you're going to air. So it's exciting, and it's different watching it now after you've been on it. It's a whole new experience. So it's been fun, and I'm excited for the new contestants that get to experience this incredible journey. And a lot of them came from, they were at Blinds and didn't get an audition during our season. So I know a lot of the people that are on the show. So it's like watching our season all over again and just not being on it. So
well, I've gotten to know some of them that I'm waiting to watch, like Melanie Watson. I know she's on there, and Audra McLaughlin. There's like several of them. I bet it's some of the same people that you're looking at. I'm wondering if it is. Yeah. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a few people. My roommate during Blinds is one of them. She's going to be on the blind auditions. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if she makes it or what day she'll be on, but I'm looking for her as well. And Delvin Choice, he was one of the first people to make it on Tuesday night, or he was the first person. He got 4 chair turn, and on our season he auditioned and didn't get any chairs to turn around. So it's incredible to see his shining face on TV again. So he's such a sweet guy, and I'm so proud of him.
Well, promise us that when, you know, you get your new album out, that, you know, you're still going to be accessible to us. We can bring you back on and talk about your new album and your new singles and what's behind your new music, and we can get that out there for you.
I would love to.
Well, I'm so happy to talk to you, and I'm so sad that you're not on The Voice, but I knew that even if you got past the blind auditions or even got on them, once they had you on there, I knew that somebody was going to see the talent and recognize it, and I'm glad that you at least made it through the battle rounds to the live show. I mean, I'm glad you made it as far as you did. Although I wanted you to go further, I'm still grateful. I'm glad that you're still pursuing it, and I don't know what you would be doing if you weren't doing music, but I really can't see anything else. I mean, you just seem so born for this. Your personality, your passion, like everything just really fits what you're doing, and we're praying for you for your tour and for your music and everything that's going on. I see you got a lot of tour dates added. If people want to find out more about you, do you have a website?
I do. It's oliviacountry.com, or you can follow me on Twitter. That's just at Olivia Henken. And Instagram's Olivia Henken, and MySpace. Listen to me.
MySpace. Oh, no.
I do not.
Are you on MySpace? You just lost a lot of credibility right there, Olivia.
I do not have a MySpace.
That's what I'm going to tweet. I'm still
Facebook.
searching for Olivia's MySpace account. Can anyone help me?
No, Facebook, Olivia Henken Music.
Well, everybody go to her Facebook and her pages, like them, follow her. You know, it's kind of funny. You know, you tell everybody, follow me, like stalk me. But do
Absolutely,
that.
the more the better, right?
Yep, stalk her music. And we're looking forward to your new album coming out, and best of luck with all of that. And we'll definitely follow up with you and have you back on when you get your music out so we can help get your new music out to the public.
Thank you so much, Ginger. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Olivia. It was a pleasure talking to you.